Hey, what's up guys? Coming back with another video World Tanks review. Now this particular review is actually going to be on the tank that makes all the pubs cry. Yes, you heard that. That's the medium tank, the M60. Now this American Tier 10 tank is bestly described as a Tier 10 premium tank. However, it isn't going to have many of those attributes that the premium tanks have, as that would be kind of overpowered at Tier 10. Especially getting maximum credits, all that good stuff. So basically this tank, all you guys know, Clan Wars campaign reward tank. Now, my clan Narwhal, or Upvote as you guys may know, one of the Reddit family clans. Two of our clans actually got M60s. Reddit main being the first clan, I believe placed tied for 5th along with two other clans in stage 1 of the campaign, therefore getting and securing them an M60, and the rest of the campaign we basically worked on getting top 30 for the overall campaign, us in Narwhal. And obviously I got my 10 participation battles, that's why you see the M60 in my garage right now. And yeah, let's get on with this review. Alright guys, so aside from pushing M60s off cliffs, praising M60 Jesus, and jumping into water, baptizing our new M60s, I just wanted to make this little video review, kind of showing you guys how it'll play out and how this tank actually performs in pub games, as I'll get into later about how it may be used for Clan Wars. I mean, I'd actually pick it over an M48 Patton, to be honest, as I'll get into the stats right now. So basically, for the armor, as compared to the M48 Patton, it does sacrifice some hull armor, therefore making it less bouncy. But however, just the way the hull is shaped, if you angle, you can actually bounce quite a lot of rounds, as you can see in the gameplay later. But for the most part, frontal hull armor, completely next to nothing. 93 millimeters of hull armor. Now, as opposed to the M48, that's more of a rounded hull. This is actually kind of just a flat, just sheet armor with a little bit of rounding towards the top and back, but other than that, it's just basically just sheet armor. So if you angle, you'll make it probably like an effectiveness of like 200 something armor, but other than that, don't expect to be bouncing many rounds without angling, and if you're facing a target straight on, you're going to get penned right through. Now, however, I did find on the side of this tank, if you hit on the lower tracks around here, it causes a lot of no damage pens that just damage the track, and these tracks being kind of like the E5 and then 48 Patton, obviously, eat so many shells, it's not even funny. I've had times where I'm angling, even side scraping in this thing, which you probably shouldn't do. People just shoot the lower part of your tracks right there and just get no damage pens. Other than that, if you get on the upper part of the side, even on the engine deck and everything, it only has 73 millimeters of armor at best, and once you get to the back, it holds the engine and all that good stuff, and you only have 25 millimeters of armor. Now, onto the turret armor. The layout's a little bit different than the M48 Patton, as you know, it's got the huge infrared light right there, and it has a different size cupola along with these little just nubs and stuff that are no damage hitboxes. Other than that, the front turret mantlet actually is a little bit of spaced armor, around 20 millimeters of spaced armor, and behind that is only 177 millimeters of armor. So basically, if you can pen through that 20 millimeters of spaced armor, you're going to pen right through the turret. Now, turret cheeks, being from here and from here, are obviously 177 millimeters of armor, and other than that, you're not going to be bouncing any shells with this turret, really, unless you're facing like a scout, like a T-71 or MT-25, which is the new Tier 5 Soviet scout. Side of the turret, 73 millimeters of armor, now that being all the way on the whole side. Obviously, Commander's cupola is going to be a big weak spot, having only around 25 millimeters of armor, and the back of the turret is a terrible 50 millimeters of armor. However, there are some weird no damage hitboxes, kind of like on the T-29, how you have those little turret ears. Right here and right here are actually no hit zones. If you hit there, it'll give a no damage pen and not do any damage. Now, the light itself is actually not even a hitbox. So say you're facing kind of like an ELC, say we're in an ELC's view. If we're shooting upwards at this box and shoot it right there at an angle, it'll just go right through, kind of like the Super Pershing, how it has those little like tubes on top of its turret. It'll go through and not act as anything's there, so it's basically just a ghost zone. So if you're trying to shoot through there and you're not penning and you're wondering why, yeah, I just told you. So other than that, that's basically the layout of the armor. Not much to go over on the armor, not that strong of a tank armor wise, as it is a medium tank. However, in terms of the gun and its armament, it is very good, and I'll get into that right now. Alright, so the gun itself is a 105 millimeter gun, the M68. This caliber is pretty nice for tier 10 medium, as it is kind of standard for many of them, but other than that, the DPM on this gun is around 2,900, which is actually very good for any sort of tank, no matter whether it's a tank destroyer, medium tank, heavy tank. That's just good in general. Um, Going on to the main stats, the rate of fire, 6.82 rounds per minute, is actually very nice. With the amount of alpha that it has, just being a standard, 390 damage, uh, mid-roll on the tier 10 medium tanks, that's basically just standard. It gets, I believe, a 7.42 second reload. Now, with premium consumables and Brothers in Arms, you can get that down to about 6.9. With just Brothers in Arms, a little above 7, I say like 7.2, I think it is, 7.29, something like that, second reload. Now, other than that, this tank's gun is quite unique in the fact that it's actually better than the M48 Patton's gun. They're basically actually the same gun, top gun on the M48 obviously, but the accuracy is a little bit better, 0.35, and the aim time is actually 0.2 seconds better. As opposed to 2 seconds, it's 1.8 seconds, which is very good for stop and shoot. Now, say you're going down a hill, you just want to stop and snipe someone out, that 1.8 second aim time is really going to help you out. Now, along with that, it does have one of the best penning medium tier 10 guns at 268 millimeters of penetration with standard APCR rounds, 330, which is okay. I mean, that's not the best, but that's doable with the heat rounds, and 53 millimeters of penetration with HE rounds. So that's the gun. You guys will see more of that during the gameplay, and how the reload works out, how the gun depression is, and all that stuff. One thing to note is that me, being a player who actually loves the 121 and the T62A, that -9 degrees of gun depression really helps out in the gameplay, and actually is quite amazing for me, and I use it to my advantage. So next we're going to get on to just I guess more mobility wise and other stats, and I'll talk about the engine and how it compares to the M48 Patton in terms of mobility. Alright guys, so mobility on this M60 medium tank is iffy. I mean, it's not the best for a tier 10 medium tank. However, it is actually, in my opinion, better than the M48 Patton. Now, if we compare this, M60 has a 48.3 km/h speed limit, which is, it is weird how they just add that 0.3 speed limit. Oh yeah, 0.3 speed limit, but whatever. 48.3 is actually better than the M48 Patton's 45 km/h speed limit. However, opposed to that, the M60 does have a 60 horsepower less engine, so the pickup and go and acceleration isn't going to be as good. However, it also does have better traverse speed than the M48 Patton, as this M48 has 50 degree per second traverse speed, whereas the M60 has a 52 degree per second traverse speed. So all in all, compared to the M48 Patton, it's just going to be a little bit less accelerating tank and better overall speed. So there's not much to go over there. It's still a bit sluggish, but other than that, let's get on with the next part of the review. Alright guys, so this part of the review is going to be where I basically compare it to the M48 Patton and actually show, well, I can't really show it because I don't own the M48 Patton, but I guess on paper I could show it, that it actually is better on paper, and just from what people have been saying, it's actually a better version of the M48. However, keep in note, the M48 was a great tank, but then it got nerfed a patch after, and basically just got owned by the nerf bat. And other than that, the M48 isn't a terrible tank, but it just isn't, it's not good, but it's not bad. Now, if we take a look at the top gun, as I compared before, it has the same exact values of the M60 Patton's gun. However, it has less, it's less accurate, 0.36 as opposed to 0.35, and it has a 2-second aim time as opposed to 1.8 seconds on the M60. So in terms of the gun, the M60 actually wins. Now, how I just pointed out mobility, yeah, the M60 has a less, maybe like it'll take you 1 second extra to get up to top speed. However, it has a better top speed and traverse speed than the M48 Patton. So by those two things alone, it just shows that in terms of the gun and mobility, which is basically what makes up most of a tank other than the armor. And that medium at the medium tank type of branch, it's not going to matter that much about armor. So now, like I said before, the M48 Patton does have 20 millimeters extra armor on the front, and a little bit around the tank, 76 on the side, 28 on the back, but 3 millimeters doesn't really make too much of a difference. In my experience of playing the M60 Patton, I know that many people don't really know this, but in an E5, a T110 E5 or M48 or anything with that rounded hole, traditional, American style tank, since it has a rounded hole, if you actually angle and you shoot the side that's closest to you, that will actually increase the chances of penetrating. So basically, if you're in a rounded tank and you angle like that, you're increasing the chance of bouncing if they shoot further away. However, if they shoot closer, even near the track, it'll increase the chance of penetrating. So in many cases, angling in an American tank is not the best if you're not against a wall or something that can cover the front part of your lower glacis. If you guys don't get what I'm saying, just check out other videos and you'll see what I mean. So other than that, what I'm trying to say is the M60 Patton, even though it doesn't have that 20 extra millimeters of armor in the front, because it doesn't have a rounded hole, if you angle like this, it actually increases the chance of bouncing on the lower glacis and upper glacis. So in my opinion, angling in the M48 Patton is not as effective as the M60, and also on top of that, the turret with the M60, this doesn't really matter that much as they're basically the same turret, but I just want to point out that the little no hit boxes and kind of light actually kind of add towards the effect of people will shoot there at the beginning and not know and think it's a weak spot, but not know that it's a no hit box. And yeah, it still has the huge cupola, still doesn't really have that much armor, but in general, the armor, 20 millimeters doesn't make that much of a difference, and if you can angle better in an M60, why even, do it in an M48 Patton. So in terms of comparing the two, the M60 wins in terms, I guess you could say wins in terms of gun and mobility, and you can effectively angle better in an M60, but on paper, just the armor, the M48 Patton wins. So I guess if you're more into armor and stuff, get the M48, but obviously you're not going to be getting the M60 if you don't, if you aren't in a clan and you don't have the potential to win a M60 through the campaign, because I believe the next campaign is in October, and that is the choice. I think you get the choice between any of the three, the Fail-Low, the M60, and the Object 907. If you already have the M60, like Reddit and Narwhal and a bunch of other clans, obviously you have the choice between the two, but I'm just saying if you guys ever get the chance to pick up an M60, if you guys are ever in Clan Wars or anything like that, just giving a little bit of tips on how to do that, and how, basically for Clan Wars now, if you even, because the M48 was never really used, so if you have an M48 Patton and you have an M60, kind of like some of the people in Narwhal and Reddit, the M60 is actually, in my opinion, going to be better for Clan Wars as it snipes better. Just the play style is better. The way that the speed and top speed is better. Just the way it overall is better than the M48 Patton. So I can't stress that enough, that M60 actually wargaming made it a better version of the M48 Patton. Now people were also speculating that yeah, it's going to be worse, but then once it came out, everyone realized, holy shit, it's better than the M48. So that's basically just the comparison to the M48. Kind of exaggerating this a little bit, but it's better than the M48, but not by much. And next we're actually going to get onto the gameplay just so I can show you guys how kind of intense this tank is and how fun it is to play. Well, you know what, guys, before we actually go into the gameplay, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys my loadout that I use. Other than crew skills and everything, I'm just using a M4 crew as kind of how I explained before. It is a premium tank. You can use crews of the same class, say medium tank obviously, and nation, so I'm using my derp Sherman crew. Now along with that, you don't get the was it 2 times credit experience buff that many of the premium tanks have. Some have a experience multiplier. I think the TOG 2 and the Churchill Lend-Lease Mark III have it. Other than that, I don't think any other premium tank has a experience multiplier, but they do have the Obviously, accelerate crew experience, elite tank right away, and the credit boost. M60 Patton does not get that. It gets the elite, obviously, to create free experience, or convertible free experience, but it doesn't have the ability to make extra credits. So on average, you're probably going to be losing a little bit of credits in this tank if you don't do well, especially when we were just jumping in the water and derping out and trolling in this tank. We lost a lot of money, but other than that, as crew skills go, just the norm. For this, I actually chose not to get safe stowage. I'm probably going to switch that out to it once it gets to 100%. And I went with Smooth Ride because, like I said, acceleration isn't too good. I went with Snapshot and 6 cents. Next, I'm probably going to go with like Smooth Ride. Probably do repairs once this turns to safe stowage, and do let's see what I can do on the commander. I'm probably going to go with view range because this thing's view range is outrageous. The turret it has somehow has 420 meters of view range. Combined with coated optics or binocs, it actually can get the maximum spotting distance that you can actually get. So since I don't use coated optics, I'm probably going to get the crew skill to extend view range anyway. With that being said, I'll move down to my equipment. I use a medium caliber gun rammer, the vent, which I was thinking about changing out for coated optics, which I might actually do because the vent doesn't really do much for the reload, as it's going to be like maybe a tenth of a second at most. And obviously the vertical stabilizer Mark 1, which is firing on the move and everything as it is a medium tank. As for consumables, the engine only has a 10% chance of fire, even if damaged. So I'm not gonna run a automatic fire extinguisher, even though I have some in my depot. I'm not gonna run it. So manual fire extinguisher, small first aid kit, small repair kit, just the norm. As shells go, I like to keep 12 heat shells, 5 high explosive shells for resetting cap, and 40 normal APCR shells, just to do whatever I need to do with that. So yeah, let's get into the gameplay. Alright guys, so this gameplay we have today is a standard battle on El Haluf. Now as you see, they have, 5 M60s on their team, a Yusevich platoon and a G Puppy platoon. Now, that guy in G Hornsby used to be part of Narwhal as he was a deputy commander. Now it's pretty funny because we were just talking at the beginning of the game because I recognized him and just whatever. So on my team we have a bad Narwhal platoon, which is me, Tech 9, and Anorexic Whale. By bad, I mean the clan, not that we're bad. Ha, punny. So, next, we're just going to start this game, and this was actually one of my first games in the M60, so I didn't really know what to do. So at the beginning, I just waited for things to happen at the same time I was talking to Hornsby. So, as we start this game, it comes down basically to just us clutching it as a platoon. Now, this replay is it's a bit choppy. Sorry about that. It's just I'm running on my other computer right now. But just basically as this goes, it's a very slow-paced game as it is El Haluf, and I guess I'll just commentate on it and kind of point out some things. As you guys see here, the M60's aim time is friggin' stellar. As you see, that was just quick snapshot. I was aiming at the T-71, switched right to the other M60 from Yusevich, and just shot him right in the lower glacis. Now, me just sitting here sniping, Anorexic Whale's up on the heavy line, just overwatching, and Tech 9's down looking over to the fishbowl. Now, I like this mod on the, basically with the 8.7 update, when the M60s came, I didn't feel like, basically just updating all my mods, and the AIO mod isn't even updated yet, so I just got some mod pack that I really like, actually, and it shows the last spotted tanks and actually their names and everything, so kind of like that. So as you see, it's just El Haluf and much camping. So I end up doing I think like 4,000 plus damage. I take a shot at that T-71, just misses because shell travel time, whatever, derp. So as you guys see, the WZ comes and spot me, and since I don't have 6 cents, I kind of forget for a second. Someone actually bounces my engine deck, which was probably a 70-degree angle, as it's a auto bounce. So as we make our way through this game, it's just playing out, whatever. And that WZ dies, and that T-71 that crossed up to the north is just kind of proxy spotting everybody as there's an E-100 sniping across, as you guys can see at D1 in my mini map. So I'm going to go ahead and just speed this up a little bit as we're kind of just talking to the other clans and stuff. So basically the towards the end of the game, it really, like I said, becomes clutch for our team. And I can't stress that enough because with the platoons, I really encourage people to platoon up with other friends, and I just find that obviously in platoons you have a better chance to win if you guys are good, and it just having it on TeamSpeak and everything just aids to the fact that you can kind of carry as a platoon. So for all you guys watching this video, I just want to obviously tell you that if you guys want to, you could just join up on the Reddit TeamSpeak, get just get to know everybody and just platoon. So kind of giving a shout out to Reddit there. Now we're kind of just letting that T-71 proxy spot everyone up at north, and it kind of gets to the point where it just gets annoying. So his T-44 decides to suicide across as I get a shot on his track that doesn't go through, which is kind of annoying because that happens, like I said, on the M60 a lot, and there's a VK just camping over there, so I just take a pot shot. But I should have waited for the reticle to go in, but like I said, I'm new with this tank, so I just derped out. Now our guys in Fishbowl just got pizzoned as they're just dying, and I take a quick snapshot at that M60. As you guys see, this thing's aim time is just so good, and I love it so much. Now one of their M60s kind of suicides up there as are already just, Jesus Christ, one shots at IS-3. And our teams are falling by the numbers. As you see, it's 1-6, and we totally turned around this game at the end. And I really give credit to Tech9 and Anorexic Whale, who kind of had my back on this. So you guys will see later in the game. And Hornsby kind of just saying whatever funny shit in the chat. Now I, for some odd reason, just thought I would have the gun depression backwards to shoot that Yak Panther, but Yak Panther 2, but I don't. I missed that T-71 as this T-69 kind of just runs into me, and now we go ahead and plunk the Yak Panther 2 to kill him. No one decides to take him out, so I wait for the reload. And as you will see, I shoot him down. So T-71 decides to make a run for it. He kind of goes unspotted as that thing's camo value is unreal. Now the M60 Patton has a 420 meters view range. As you see, I just spot him again there, which is kind of weird because I'm pretty sure that T-69 did not spot him, and that was me, only for the fact that he was behind a rock and wouldn't have a view at him. Now, this is one of their mistakes that the other team makes. They actually go into the fishbowl. As you see, I kind of just derp out there, and I really just wanted to shoot Hornsby, to be honest, as I wanted to piss him off and just call him out, try and be funny. But I ended up taking more than half my HP just trying to be funny and shooting him. I was thinking about just saying, hey Hornsby, how'd you like that shot? But whatever. So they all go unspotted, and that's probably one of their biggest mistakes this game. As you guys see, we're losing 2-9. We only have 5 people left, and we end up winning this game, which is quite weird. So a T-57's just watching the fishbowl, and by them going to the fishbowl, they let our arty just plunk them. As you see, we killed one of their M60s down there, but at the same time, it gives us a chance to take out their other teammates while they're just sitting there trying to really not do anything in fishbowl. Now I end up killing this T-71, or he might actually get away, I'm not sure. As I shoot him, I kill him. So here we go, shoot the T-71 again as he bounces me twice. Now I'm going to get back up, and they're pushing the heavy line as Anorexic Whale and Tech9 are just trying to hold that down. Now I wish I really could just zoom out and show you guys over there, but they're getting pushed by an E-100 and a T-57 Heavy as they end up going clutch over there as they have the hit points to take out the E-100. And it looks like Artie maybe shot that E-100 at the same time. Now, I kind of duke it out with this M60 as I get a no damage pen on his commander's cupola, which kind of obviously means that I took out his commander but did no damage. This is a crit. As he's trying to hold down a little bit, he goes unspotted. Just, trying to duke it out with him, not get shot as much. And I noticed that he tries peeking up, so I shoot him. And now, Jesus Christ, there are so many. As you guys see, our T-57 took out one of their M60s, and we're just, by them pushing, we're just, taking them out one by one. Now, this is one of my biggest mistakes. I kind of say I shouldn't have repaired my track there because I knew I was going to take damage from the T-69 anyway. And as you guys see there, I angle and it just bounces as that T-69 also bounces last shot. But he took out my ammo rack, and now I'm kind of in a dilemma as they're low health and I can't really DPM them out with me risking getting one-shot ammo racked if they hit me there again, and also with the 14-second reload, I'm not going to be able to out-DPM this M60 if he tries charging me. Now, as you see, he kind of peeks out a little bit. I try and back up, give Anorexic Whale a little shot at him. Now, the T69 ends up being an idiot and just charges me for no apparent reason. As you see, before he can even get a shot off, I just quick shot him with the snapshot, which, by the way, is a great perk. I love that perk. It works on every single medium and really ups your chances to taking out enemies before they can shoot at you. Now, Anorexic Whale kind of helps me duke it out with this M60, as I believe I get one more shot in here. Or no, he backs off, so we're just going to charge him, you know. They have already left-handed Tiger too, as I'm kind of saying, go before me, Anorexic Whale, because you have more health. Even though he's a bad shot, he's going to have to take a hit anyway. And we two-shot that M60, as he now one-clips that Tiger too. And I believe he actually ammo racks him, which is the funny part, because it's kind of useless ammo rack, as he only had 200. It would have killed him anyway. So that's just a little funny thing. It's just blown up, you know, XVM. And we somehow really turned that game around now, as you guys will see. Since I believe it's Anorexic Whale, or maybe Tech 9 who ends up getting the arty. If only I had given one of them, or Tech 9, one of my kills, we could have got brothers in arms. But still, other than that, a great game by us in this platoon. And just really want to give credit to them, as this was a great game. Really turned it around. I think their downfall on their team was really just going to fishbowl. They lost 2 tanks there, and they lost a lot of health getting their way up. So if you're going to go fishbowl on El Haluf, I really only recommend it at the beginning of the game, or if you know that there's enough time to the point where you'll be able to get up without getting spotted and have your teammates back you up. So other than that, that just basically showcases how the M60, its DPM's great, its alpha's okay, you know. I ended up bouncing a lot of shots just by angling there. And especially at the beginning, I got that lucky bounce on the engine deck. And other than that, I love this tank. It's actually pretty fun to play. I mean, if you own an M48 Patton, you'll just, you know, it's basically the same play style, obviously. It's basically the same tank, but it is better, basically in most ways. Just one thing to point out. Once again, that aim time on the gun, the 1.8 second aim time, is just amazing. Now, I end up doing 3,935 damage, and I'll have the after battle report and the closing of this video up next. Uploading the replay right now, name it M60 Swag. Now, let's go ahead and upload that thing, and I guess we'll check out the after battle reports. Now, if you guys haven't realized, Watt Replays kind of is tied with the European World of Tanks server. So if you guys, you actually log in with the wargaming account now, and since I don't feel like making a European account, I just use Noob Meter, as that also ties into your you know, World of Tanks account, as it has for all servers. This also tracks your win 7, your effort value, you know, your win rate, all your good stuff, kind of like how Watt Labs does. However, I prefer Watt Labs to the point for how it shows the whole clan averages and everything. But other than that, as an individual part, I like Noob Meter, just the way it does it and the layout and everything. So let's check out this replay. Obviously it doesn't have the same layout as the in-game replay. I didn't get to record that because I usually do the reviews after I already, you know, in the replay and everything. So let's check it out. Hero, obviously person who uploaded it is me. You can download it. It was on El Haluf. My total XP, actually, what is this? Oh, that's nominal XP. Okay, so that's without any premium. I think that's with premium. No, this is just the base XP, actually, total XP. So 1,342 XP, which is actually very good. I believe I got the most in the game because I got some spotting damage too, or something like that. Capture points 6, damage received. I received 13 shots. This is the game that I got Steel Wall in. So I got Steel Wall that game somehow, as I received 13 shots. Took a potential damage of 1,585 damage. I hit 15 out of 19 shots. Just shows how good that thing's, you know, accuracy is. Like I said, 3,935 damage. And assisted, I guess, is from a track or maybe spotting. I don't know. So I destroyed 4 tanks, spotted 8, or damaged 8, and spotted 1. Yeah, so I think a damage assisted is the spotting damage. Other than that, like I said, it doesn't make many credits. This is obviously before repairs and everything, the repair of the tank is quite actually expensive. I believe the max repair bill is a 32,000 credit repair bill. So depending on how much ammo I fired or shots I fired, yeah. So I probably actually only made like maybe a max of 8,000. Because I was left with like 200 HP, so it's basically almost max repair bill. So I probably made around 8,000, 9,000 credits on this game. So like I said, and that's with premium. So the tier 10 tanks that if you guys might get from the campaigns and the events, the premium tier 10s, M60, Fail Low, and Object 907 aren't going to be much of a credit making tank, more just fun, you know, get your doubles, train crews, all that good stuff. So I guess we can look at other people. You know, my platoon survived. We basically carried that game as, yeah, there were only, let's see, 6 other kills other than our platoon. Our platoon got 9 kills, which is actually very good for a platoon. Like I said, if I gave Tech one of my kills, you could have got Brothers in Arms, so kind of bummed out about that. But taking a look at their other team, too many people with no kills, kind of like our team. A little okay spread between that Yusevich platoon. One guy didn't do much because he got owned by Artie, but other than that, they did okay. So we really turned that game around. That's basically it for the review, guys, and we're back. To conclude this review, basically just M60, you know, a little bit better than the M48 Patton, most ways other than acceleration and part of the frontal hull armor. Other than that, great tank. I like to play it. Great prize for the campaign, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys want to comment, rate, and subscribe, that'd be great. And yeah, happy tanking.